So Thursday night, the official NFL 2022 regular season schedule came out, and I thought it'd be fun to make a quick little video and predict the Atlanta Falcons regular season record. And I don't normally do this, but I figured I have a YouTube channel now, so I need to make some more content. So I thought this would be fun. Now I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I think this is going to be another very underwhelming season, a lot more underwhelming than the most recent seasons, because this team is in a rebuild, and I am going to predict the usual stuff that has plagued this team over the years: bad offensive line play, can't establish a running game, can't get to the quarterback, not being able to create turnovers, not being able to get teams off the field on third down. And despite the fact that this team has a new quarterback, I still think that Marcus Mariota is going to be the same old Marcus Mariota. He's going to be boring. But I could be wrong. Marcus Mariota may channel his inner Peyton Manning. Defense may become one of the most dominating defenses in NFL history. They may average 30 points per game. Who knows? That's the beauty about sports. Certain players and teams catch lightning in a bottle, and they have a chance to do something special. So enough rambling, here I go. First up, the New Orleans Jerk-Offs, kicking off the season home opener against the rival Jerk-Offs. Drew Brees retiring definitely played a factor in the Saints' offensive production last season, and Jameis Winston getting hurt, and then them leaning on Trevor Siemian, and then they had to lean on the rookie quarterback who was going into his second year, Ian Book. So they definitely had a lot of problems at quarterback, and Michael Thomas and Jared Cook not being there at the tight end and wide receiver positions also hurt. So their main weapon that they had to lean on was Alvin Kamara, but that defense was still intact. It was still an issue. I think the Falcons will come away from this game with a loss, given the fact that this is Arthur Smith's second year. This is a young team, and I think New Orleans defense will be the deciding factor in this one. And for the record, I have each team's roster right in front of me, so I'm just basing this off of paper. Next up, a road game against the against the Super Bowl champions. My Super Bowl pick from last season, the Los Angeles Rams. I think this is going to be a bloodbath. It seems like Aaron Donald isn't going to retire. I think I remember Chris Collinsworth mentioning that at the end of the broadcast of the Super Bowl. And I just think the Rams are still too complete, and they have way too much talent. So this will be another loss for Atlanta. Hopefully it won't be a beatdown. Next up, another road game against the Seattle Seahawks. I'll give Atlanta a chance in this one. It seems like ever since the whole Legion of Boom, this team's success over the years to make it back to the Super Bowl has dwindled and decreased. Obviously, them losing Russell Wilson was another huge blow. It probably was the final blow to this team. No one really on this team scares Atlanta besides Jamal Adams, Tyler Lockett, and DK Metcalf. You could probably throw in, what's his name, Rashad Penny. Yeah, you could probably say Rashad Penny. I thought he came on strong at the end of the season. I'll give Atlanta a chance to win this one. So yeah, I'm giving them a dub. Next up, the Cleveland Browns, a home game. Team that Deshaun Watson went to, which caused the Matt Ryan haters' heads to explode. I have this as a loss. Nick Chubb, I think, is going to have a career day. Deshaun Watson's probably going to have a career day. Myles Garrett, I think the Browns will be too much for Atlanta as well. Next up, the Buccaneers. Just when you thought that dark cloud known as Tom Brady would go away, he came back. So now we're in store for more. He's the GOAT. This is why he's the GOAT. To me, he's not the GOAT. He's overrated. But yes, Tom Brady and his super friends are going to be a problem in the NFL and the NFC. This team is still all around too talented and has too much depth, in my opinion. They showed that last season when Antonio Brown and Chris Godwin went down. They were still effective. Well, Antonio Brown left, but they were still effective. Yeah, I have the Bucs dismantling Atlanta in this one. That'll be another loss. Then we have the San Francisco 49ers, a home game. Last year, they faced them on the road. I think it'll be just like last year, despite the fact that it seems like they don't like Trey Lance. They may have an issue at quarterback, but that defense really came on strong for them at the end of the year. They really stepped up. Kind of like New Orleans, I think that'll be the deciding factor. San Francisco's defense putting that offense in good situations. And I think it'll be another beatdown for Atlanta. Moving on. Road game against the Super Bowl contenders, the Cincinnati Bengals. I like Joe Burrow. I think he can do it all. Trey Hendrickson is the most underrated pass rusher to me. They'll still have Joe Mixon, Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, Jesse Bates III. He came on strong as well. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I have Atlanta losing to Cincinnati in this one as well. Back at home against the Carolina Panthers. I don't know who's going to be the starting quarterback for Carolina. Will Christian McCaffrey be healthy? Defensively, they have some pieces. They're not horrible, but I'll give Atlanta this one. I still think they will put the series with Carolina. Next up, the Los Angeles Chargers. At home, another home game. It seems like the Rams winning the Super Bowl forced the Chargers to make some moves in the offseason, signing Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson, and they already had a pretty stacked roster. So it seems like the Chargers are trying to take over LA. I think this will be a bloodbath as well. So I have Atlanta losing that one. And then they're on the road against the Panthers. I'll have the Panthers winning that one. The Chicago Bears. At one point I had this team as a Super Bowl contender. If they had just fixed up the offensive line and if Mr. Trubisky had played better football, I looked at Chicago as a Super Bowl contender, but I think they missed their window. Now they have a young quarterback in Justin Fields who didn't look all that great last season, but he's a rookie. He's still young, but all in all, I think I'll give Atlanta a chance to win this one. Khalil Mack is gone. Eddie Jackson is not that great. I'm not as big on Chicago as I once was a couple years ago or a few years ago, so I'll give Atlanta a chance to win this one. So next up, the Washington Commanders, who a lot of people hate as far as the name goes. It seems like they're going to move with Carson Wentz as a starting quarterback. I don't know why. I think Taylor Heineke is a way better option, but this was another team that I was pretty high on, especially last season. It seems like a good majority of their talent is still here, is still on the roster. But you know what? I'll give Atlanta a chance to win this game, especially if they're going to go with Carson Wentz as their starting QB. Maybe he'll throw a few pick sixes, help Atlanta out, give them a break. So I'll have Atlanta winning that one. Next up, the Atlanta Falcons will face the Pittsburgh Steelers in a home game. Big Ben retiring, so it seems like the Steelers will probably go with Kenny Pickett or Mr. Trubisky. Offensively, I still think they'll probably be challenged, but defensively, I think TJ Watt is the best pass rusher in the NFL. So I would not be surprised if he comes away with 6 sacks and 7 batted balls. I think Pittsburgh's defense, just like New Orleans and San Francisco, these teams that I'm assuming will have challenges offensively this season, their defenses will come out and make plays for them and help put their offense in good situations. So I'll have Pittsburgh beating Atlanta in that one. Then week 14, there's a bye. Then they go on the road to play the New Orleans Jerkoffs again. I'll give Atlanta a win on that one. I think they'll split the series between Carolina and New Orleans. And then they go on the road to face Baltimore. I have Atlanta losing that one. Last season, Baltimore dealt with some key injuries, but assuming that they stay healthy, I think that Baltimore will run all over Atlanta's defense and blitz the hell out of Atlanta's offense and probably come away with 8 sacks. So I'll have Baltimore beating Atlanta. Then they're back at home against the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray still isn't the most potent passer, but he still has a problem with his legs. James Conner, he seems to have found a home in Arizona. He produced pretty well last season. As far as the defense is concerned, last season I thought that they struggled stopping the run. But with that being said, I think that Arizona will be able to squeeze out a win against Atlanta. And then the final game of the season, going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I'll have Tampa beating Atlanta. Maybe not as bad as the first game I'm predicting, but I'll still have them winning. Unless they've already secured a spot in the playoffs and they sit down their entire starting rotation. So let's see, let's recap. I think I had Atlanta beating Seattle, had them beating Carolina, had them beating Chicago, the Commanders, and the Saints. So 5 wins. I think they'll get 5 wins. So that is my prediction. I think they'll go 5-12. Tell me what you guys think. Do you guys think that they will get more than 5 wins? Do you guys think that they'll actually make the playoffs? Do you think that they'll go on some magical run and shock the world and win a championship? Please leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and that is it. I am out.